About a year ago, the former president of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump, warned the American people that this Biden administration and the deep state, are not after him, but more specifically, they're after you, the American people. And those words are ever so true today than ever before. As you're going to see in today's broadcast, Biden has declared what I'm calling a domestic war, and now he is sicked the FBI and DOJ on the American people. Not is he only after Donald Trump and Donald Trump's financial resources, his lawyers, his friends, his campaign managers, but now Joe Biden and the Democrats have turned their eyes on you, the American people, and now the FBI is scouring our comment threads looking for information to go after you. No joke. I can't even tell you how terrifying this is. Even Tucker Carlson weighed in on it. But before I do, I want to remind you, check out my partner at preparewithlisa.com. Now, if you guys have not had My Patriots food supply, I want to encourage you. They've got very nutritious, high-calorie meals in the event of some kind of disaster. Say you have to bug out. Well, right now, the good news is they are having one of the most biggest specials that I have seen them have to date. You can get $250 off their 3-month emergency food supply kit. And this is something you specifically want in today's environment, especially considering, the mere fact that we are suffering food shortages. So check it out at preparewithlisa.com. All right, so let's dive into how the Biden administration is literally going after one political side in full force. First, he went after the former president, and might I say, also his potential political rival in 2024, how he is trying to literally bankrupt Donald Trump, his administration, his PAC, his lawyers, and everyone associated with him, so they will literally be unable to run. And now he is using intimidation tactics by the FBI and DOJ to go after you. Here's what I'm talking about. Take a look. I found this article, and this is on Bloomberg, a leftist media news site, but Bloomberg.com. And here's what its headline: Mar-a-Lago search put FBI on high alert for pro-Trump protest violence. Documents show federal agents issued internal warnings. Agents were concerned about armed protest in Washington, which, by the way, none of that played out. But here's what it says. Federal law, and this was written by Jason Leopold, who I'm going to show you. He requested documents from, I believe, the FBI, and these are also documents that I'm going to show you, but it says federal law enforcement officers scoured social media to identify threats to FBI buildings and agents and issued internal warnings about possibly armed protest in the days after the FBI searched former President Donald Trump's Florida estate, according to emails and other records obtained by Bloomberg. Now, here's the actual document that Jason Leopold got a hold of, and this is the Federal Protection Services. You can see the U.S. Department of Homeland Security stamped right there. And this was published August 10th, literally 2 days. That's a mere nothing. 2 days. It's like they already knew they were going to have to publish this, but I digress. 2 days after the raid. And here's what it says at the very top. On Monday, August 8th, 2022, the FBI executed a federal search warrant on former President Donald J. Trump's Mar-a-Lago residence in Florida, allegedly searching for sensitive documents. Once the raid was politicized, individuals took to online forums and social media sites to post threats aimed at FBI agents and officials. Additionally, according to sources, some posts made reference to a second civil war as a result of the raid. At this time, research has not identified any credible threats specifically directed at Region 5 federal facilities, including FBI facilities or assets that coincide with these threats. In other words, we're putting this bulletin up. There have been 0 to no threats against the FBI, but we're going to put this bulletin up as just a warning, just in case. For God's sake. And I mean that in no way. I mean in an actual God's sake. And I love the heck out of Jesus and God. But I mean it. I mean, these people are making... They go after the former president of the United States for the exact same if you want to say he committed any crime or not for classified information, the exact same crap that was committed by Hillary Clinton, that was committed by Barack Obama, which openly tells the American people this is a political purge. Nothing more, nothing less. And the Biden administration is using the DOJ, the FBI, and eventually the IRS with the hiring of these new agents by a Lois Lerner, I guess, gal, if you will, a lady who was involved with the scandal with Lois Lerner, right? I did a whole report on this on Restricted Republic, by the way. You're going to want to check it out. But anyway, she is the same one that was involved in that scandal that went after Tea Party patriots and conservatives groups. So now we have 87,000 more IRS agents going after conservatives, more than likely, but I digress. They are not doing anything other than a political purge of their political opposition while labeling us domestic extreme terrorists of some sort, threats to democracy. Here is, and let me just be very clear. I am obviously against any kind of violence. I'm against violence against my worst enemy. I don't like the FBI. I like people within the FBI who are leaking out the information and putting their jobs and their lives on the line by doing so. But unfortunately, a majority of the upper parts of the FBI have become corrupt, and they are politically being used as a political weapon against Joe Biden and the Democrats' opposition. But I digress. There are a few good holdouts, and I don't think there are very many, but I under no circumstances believe that violence should be used against them, right? And note to self, if there is any kind of violent threat against the FBI, it's already handled by our local law enforcement. That's what the police are there for. So what is the motive of the FBI doing this? In fact, Jason Leopold over there at Bloomberg, who wrote this article, by the way, also filed a Freedom of Information Request Act and got the information and wanted to know what threats were out there to the FBI after Mar-a-Lago. And here is the 25-page report, about 22 pages from Homeland Security. It says, "Dear Jason Leopold," and goes on to tell, we can only unclassify so much information. There's certain exemptions, blah, blah, blah. Then it goes on to show some of what they gathered. Here, on August 10th, the same day that they published their little, alert, if you will. On that same day, here they talk about, "Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you are well with this week's raid on Mar-a-Lago. There is a possibility of protest, both planned and unannounced throughout regions of the FBI headquarters." Right? All right. Right. Okay. So then they go on to talk, well, there's potentials that there could be this, there could be that. Then it goes on to talk about one in Arizona, fighting for Arizona, stand against tyranny, pro-Trump rally. In other words, you can't have any rallies. You can't stand against the FBI. They're going to track and look through everything you do. Then they go on to talk about Gateway Pundit, by the way. Here it is, Gateway Pundit, and they reference Gateway Pundit. What were they mad about Gateway Pundit for? Well, for hosting a protest against the FBI, which, by the way, they didn't even have. Actually, Gateway Pundit responded. Take a look here. "Beware, feds are in the threads," the comment threads, by the way. "Act accordingly. Do not engage the feds in the threads." And here's what they had to respond to the FBI going through their feed. The FBI was scouring the comments at the Gateway Pundit and other conservative websites and social media. The FBI flagged this article posted at the Gateway Pundit, and here it is. You can see FBI headquarters and possibly FBI Washington field offices, and you could see they referenced here, "Veteran calls for Sunday protest, FBI headquarters." Apparently, you're not allowed to stand or say anything against Joe Biden's FBI. On August 9th, the Gateway Pundit posted an article on a planned demonstration outside of the FBI headquarters in Washington, D.C. to protest the out-of-control FBI, right? However, they go on to state this. The Gateway Pundit later updated the report that the protest was canceled due to the possibility, unfortunately, of bad actors and unpredictable actions of law enforcement agencies. If you're calling this much attention to a simple protest, which we have the right as American citizens to protest, that is our God-given constitutional right. The article received hundreds of responses from patriots, 892 people in total. The FBI also, by the way, flagged a comment posted by a commenter at the Gateway Pundit. The FBI flagged the comment 7 minutes. I want you to see how prominent that is. That means they are watching this, watching every conservative, if you will, like a hawk. 7 minutes after it was posted in the comments section. The commenter praying for DC tsunami wrote that the protest would be target practice time using FBI agents who have not quit. Let me just pause right there. Obviously, I'm against that comment. It's a disturbing, rather sick comment. Okay, but no one can keep track of thousands upon thousands upon thousands of comments per day. Neither Gateway Pundit, right? The comment has since been deleted. And here's where the FBI referenced the comment by Gateway Pundit literally 7 minutes after the comment was made. And the Gateway Pundit says this: the next day, Chris Wray issued a statement condemning abuse and threats. For the record, the Gateway Pundit does not allow, and neither do I, abusive, racist, anti-Semitic, or nasty, hateful comments on our site. On average, the Gateway Pundit has about 35,000 comments a day. There is no living way in hell anyone could scour the comments and try to find one crazy person posting on the comment feed. Hey, what if we did that with, all the leftist radical comments thread? What on earth would we find? Oh, wait, I digress. We have leading officials out there calling Trump supporters Al-Qaeda terrorists, one in the same feed. By the way, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you have to get to restrictedrepublic.com. Get there, okay, because this is where I posted. This is where I'm going to be posting part 2, if you will, of this report. And this is the video here. Dems up their attack on MAGA supporters, harassed, jailed, ? Will they fill in the blank? You're going to want to get over there and see this part 2, because that is where I share all the clips of them issuing violent threats against MAGA supporters. I'm not doing that. I wouldn't want that on my worst enemy, because that is not where I stand as a Christian, and that's not where I stand as a good person overall. Meanwhile, things are being blown out of proportion. We are being tracked. Joe Biden has declared, all but in word, domestic war on his political opposition. He's gone after President Trump. He's even gone after, and I'm going to show you this report. Justice Knight put it out the other day on my YouTube channel here. Make sure you watch it. They got it. Trump indictment imminent. Here's why Biden's FBI just executed over 50 subpoena dragnet. And guess who those subpoenas were all geared at? President Trump's PAC, his financial support, his lawyers, his friends, his campaign managers, of course. They're the only ones getting subpoenas from the FBI. Hillary Clinton got a pass. Joe Biden gets a pass. Hunter Biden gets a pass. Obama gets a pass. Hey, Liz Cheney's daddy got a pass. They're going after Trump and his supporters for things that they have never, ever, 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 ever in the history of the United States of America gone after our leaders before for. Nope. It's just reserved for you. And now, as I stated before, they are after you. This is a full-blown political purge. Check this out. ZeroHedge.com, right? This is a full-blown political purge. Tucker Carlson obtains a DOJ subpoena. Yes, you heard that right. Fox's News, over at Fox News, they got a subpoena from the FBI asking for information pertaining to electoral information, right? And let me just pause right there. I'm just going to be very brief with this. Kamala Harris did the same thing Trump did with the 2016 election as he did in 2022 regarding electorals, right? But nothing was done to Kamala Harris. Why? Because that's called freedom of speech. But now they're going to attempt to go after Trump for that, for classified information, for a fake Russia hoax, you name it, they're after it. This should be front page. This is it. I'm so tired of the political games. First it was Trump, and now it's you. Who do you think's next after the 50 subpoenas? Who do you think the 87,000 new IRS agents are going to be targeting? There's no question in my mind. There really isn't. Do I know that for 100% certainty? No, but yes, in my opinion, they've done it before. And when you hire the same people that did it before to do, why wouldn't they do it again? And I can't say much else. I want to just tell you, for the rest of this story, get to restrictiverepublic.com. Check out this video that I published just the other day, where it is Democrats up their attack. MAGA supporters are harassed. MAGA supporters are jailed. Will they ... This is under exclusive restricted. It was posted just today. And right now, you can get it for $5 per month for the entire first year. Use that coupon code Trump to take advantage of that special. What is up with my words today? Special offer. But it's a terrifying, scary place that we are now in. And here's the problem. People told me that I was full of it years ago when I warned them that this stuff was coming. And now everything I predicted has come to pass to the T. To the T. Oh, Lisa Havens, she's just a conspiracy. She doesn't know what she's talking about. Well, I read government documents, and you should take them at their word, because what they say they mean, they absolutely mean. And now we're being treated like domestic enemies of the state, kind of like, and it's not a fair comparison, but kind of like Hitler painted the Jews back in his day. Now, obviously, that went extreme, and God forbid that happens here. But it feels like we're headed in that kind of direction, very tyrannical direction. He is labeling us as fascists when he is the fascist. You see, fascists believe in freedom. But, I mean, somebody who follows the Constitution believes in freedom. Fascists believe in control of all-powerful one person. This is what Joe Biden wants. Fascists believe in a one-party system. Constitutionalists believe in the freedom of choice, the freedom of multiple parties. There's a big difference here. So they are using terminology that they themselves are against you, which I know you're well aware of. Anyhow, want more information on what's going on, get to restrictiverepublic.com. And by the way, subscribe to me on Rumble, if you will. I'm there under Restricted Republic. You got to start getting on these alternative platforms. I post everything on YouTube, on Rumble, and all old videos that are missing from YouTube are on Rumble, and they're also on Restricted Republic. Please follow me there as well. Anyhow, I love all of you. Thanks again for tuning in. I'm Lisa Havens signing out.